We're going to do part 4, create a town. So basically, you're just building prisms that you like and arranging them in your town. And one thing to keep in mind is that buildings that are closer are going to be bigger, and then buildings that are further away are going to be smaller. And you can use this as your background and just build on top of it. Delete. Or you can just make a new slide and make your own background and build on top of that. You can use Google Images, or I built this with just these shapes up here. So triangles and rectangles and stuff like that. But up to you. So one thing you can do is you can come up here and grab prisms you've made and place them down here, or you can make new prisms. So you can come up to the prism pieces, and you can grab pieces and make your buildings. And this might be a good time to start using these bottom pieces because you don't have to have a specific base anymore. So I'm just going to grab a bunch, copy paste down there, and then I'm just going to build my first building. And this is fun because I don't have to think about the volume yet. I can do that at the end. So you're just building whatever buildings you want. It does say to build 5 buildings, and then you're going to calculate the area of the base or the end, but you're going to calculate the volume, of each building at the end. One thing you can do is if you want all your pieces to stay together and move together, you can select them all and come up to arrange and hit group. And now I can move this around and it won't separate, which is good because then I can kind of resize it, things like that. So if this one's small, I would put it like in the back. So there's one of my prisms. And basically you're going to do that until you have 5 that you like. Here's my example. The next step is to find the volume of each prism, and you just kind of have to decide which one is which. So like if this is prism 1 and this is prism 2, 3, 4, 5, because you're going to write an equation for each one. So that's kind of up to you to decide which one's 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you want to number them, you could draw a text box and put a little 1 there. Make it easier for you to remember which ones you've done, especially if you're not doing this all in one sitting. So there's 1. Okay, so let me show you how I did this. So let's say this is prism 1. For my equation, I'm going to look at the dimensions. So the length is 3. It's 3 across. The width is 2 because it goes back into space 2. That means the base is 3 by 2. And then the height is 4 because there's 4 stories. So the equation would just be 3 times 2 times 4, or 2 times 3 times 4, or 4 times 2 times 3. But those are my dimensions. So I'm just multiplying them all together. So this is building 1. Come up here and just click, and the box will appear, and just start typing. So it was 3 times 2 times 4. Then I would actually multiply those together. So 3 times 2 is 6, times 4 is 24. And that's it. And so I would just do that for each building. So let's say I wanted this one to be the next one, because if I'm going left to right, this one's a little bit further left. So I could copy paste this, bring it over, and say this one is building 2. Okay, and then, if you wanted to also, let me make sure it's grouped. It is grouped. I could make it bigger just for a second so I can see it and then put it back. So this one, the length is 7. The width is 2. That means the base is 7 by 2, or 14. And the height is 3. So my equation is 7 times 2 times 3. So I would come up here, prism 2, building 2, I would do 7 times 2 times 3. 7 times 2 is 14. That's the base. 14 times 3 is 42. So that's how you do your town, and then you are welcome to build more. You can make a new slide and keep building. You can change up the background, and that's how you do the final project.